Hello, my name's Karen Stangram and welcome to Conquer Crochet, the channel for tips, tricks and techniques for conquering your crochet. In today's video I'm going to be giving you my top 10 gift ideas for crocheters. You might want to share this with your significant other, or you might want to print something out and just circle it, just so they know. So if you're ready to do this, give me a like below and let's do this. So our first gift idea. Have you seen one of these before? So this is a ball winder. Okay, it winds up your ball of yarn. The ball winder attaches to a table and it creates cakes of yarn that look like this one here. Now I attach my cakes of yarn to each other at the ends. I use little bobby pins, which is what I'm trying to get out here. So you can see there's a little bobby pin there and that stops it all unravelling. And then when I need to put it all back together again, just use the bobby pin, wiggle it around a little bit to make sure it goes through and doesn't rip the yarn, and there it is. And once you have your cake of yarn, you can then use this gadget, which is your yarn holder. Now mine was actually made for me, but I have managed to find a similar one on Amazon for you to have a look at. So the yarn holder can also be used as a yarn winder in much the same way as the ball winder was. This comes in two parts. You have the base, which has the spike through it, and then you have the spindle which goes on top. And the spindle spins around on that little pivot that you saw earlier. So you take your cake and you pull out the bobby pin, place it through the middle of the cake over the spindle, and then as you pull your yarn it spins around. Now I find mine sometimes spins too much, so what I usually do is put a bit of blue tack underneath to stop it from wobbling around too much. Now this next gadget is a complete game changer. This is the wool Jeanie. It is a magnetic pendulum for holding your yarn. So the wool Jeanie came in 4 or 5 different parts, which are really easy to put together. The base part, as you can see there, has a magnet at the top and it attaches to the metal at the top, and then when you're finished you can just place it back in the base. So you need to take that pendulum part off, get your yarn and thread that spindle from the pendulum through the middle of your yarn. The beauty of this one is you don't have to wind your yarn first. You can use it with your normal skein and that's okay. And then you pop it back into place after taking the sleeve off. There's our yarn. We've got our crochet hook ready. Lift the pendulum up and you see that little magnet just shoots out through the top and you can start crocheting. And as you need more yarn, the pendulum spins. Obviously it sways about a little bit, but that's absolutely fine. I think it's because I'm using it from a height. They do suggest you use it from eye level. And as you need more yarn, it just spins around to give you the yarn that you need to work with. Absolute genius. Love it. It's really good. And when you're finished, pop your yarn down, pull down and place in the resting position so it's not swinging around. So my next suggestion for a gift is a beautiful book called Supersize Crochet. Now you may have seen these large yarn blankets that people have. These are made with jumbo yarn. You could make them with cord as well. You would use probably an 8mm plus hook to make these projects. But this book by Sarah Shrimpton, it's just full of the most beautiful designs for you, or you can make them as gifts. Beautiful bean bags in here that she's made. It's just phenomenal. The photos are beautiful, the patterns are really easy to follow, and I can highly recommend this book. Another book I want to share with you, I've actually shared before, and this is Pixel Crochet by Hannah Muir. Now, I actually did 2 videos on how I put together one of the projects from this book. I'll put the link up in the cards here. Fantastic ideas, some great designs, and also gave me inspiration to maybe go away and work on my own designs as well. So my next suggestion for a gift for your crocheter is to buy them a magazine subscription. There are lots of crochet magazines out there. It is definitely not a dying art. I have 5 different crochet magazines here, different titles. I have to admit I do have a favourite. I particularly like the Simply Crochet. It just has the most beautiful feel to the cover. It's not sort of too glossy, it's quite matte. And you get lots of different patterns, you get instructions on how to do things. Yes, there are adverts in there, but that's what you get. They are quite expensive, okay? They sort of range between £5 and £9 if you're buying some of the ones that actually have the yarn with them. So that's an ideal gift where we wouldn't necessarily go out whilst you're doing your shopping at a local supermarket and buy one of these for nearly £10. Occasionally we do, but to actually have the subscription for it as a gift is such a lovely idea. And usually with the subscriptions you get a free gift, usually of some yarn or some hooks, so it's a really nice gift to give. Okay, so my next suggestion is the Hug Light. It's a rechargeable light that goes around your neck. It's a beautiful soft rubber. Inside the back it is padded here so it doesn't hurt you, and you have 4 LED lights in there that have different brightnesses, and you can have a nice combination of all of those brightnesses depending what it is you're doing and where you're working. So here's me sitting in my dark room. I want to turn on my lights. There are 4 powerful energy saving LEDs in here, 3 brightness levels which you get at the push of a button which are on the side. So you can have a spotlight, you can have a floodlight, you can have a spotlight and the floodlight together. Really useful if you're crocheting in black or navy. You can also adjust, it's just got a bendy arm in it, like a sort of gooseneck arm, that you can adjust where the light direction's going. So you can have them pointing down on your work, you could have them pointing towards a book. If you wanted to wear them walking around, you could have them pointing down towards the ground. Along similar lines to the Hug Light is the Crochet Light crochet hook. I've only bought one of these because I tend to use double knit yarn when I'm using black, and this is amazing for if you're crocheting with black or dark navy yarns, or if your eyesight's just not that great and you don't have one of the Hug Lights. These are brilliant. So as I said just now, this is the Crochet Light. I only bought one in a size 4mm hook because, as I said, I tend to use double knit yarn or double knit cottons. So you have a place there where you open and close to put in the batteries, and then there's a switch on the side for the on and off, and if I turn that on you can see at the end of the tip, which is just a clear plastic, has a little torch in which will illuminate the end of your hook. So here we are in the dark, we can actually see the dark blue yarn that we're using here, and it's really useful if you're crocheting in dark colours, particularly if you're doing in black, to actually be able to see the stitches you are working on. So talking of hooks, this is my Knit Pro set. There are a few missing because they're with other projects. These are really useful to carry around with you in your project bag. They're a really nice set of hooks because they fit nicely in your hand, and they're slightly ergonomic, and they're not too expensive compared to some of the really expensive hooks. So this set is the Pro crochet hook set, and it actually came with 100 different pieces. You get all the different needles going down to the really small size for doing lace up to I think 6.5mm there. But also came with stitch markers, it came with pins and a little pair of scissors and a tape measure and row counters. You know, there was all sorts in this set. So my first suggestion for a stocking filler for the crochet in your life is the Clover Armour yarn cutter. This comes in a range of colours. You can get it, I think, in the antique gold. This one I think was antique silver. I think there's a shiny silver as well. I added mine to a little keyring clip and then made my own lanyard just using crochet. So I chained as many as I needed and then did double crochet around just so I can wear it around my neck, and then when I'm crocheting I can go da 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 da, oh I've finished, here's my yarn, and you go through one of the little gaps here on the side and there is a round blade in the middle and you can just cut your yarn, and it's really quite simple. I've actually taken this one onto a plane in my little pencil case with my hooks and my yarn and managed to get through UK customs no problem. So useful if you're wanting to go travelling. Obviously check with your airlines to see whether or not you think that would be appropriate. The second idea for your stocking filler for your crocheter is the scissors. Lots of people ask me about my scissors. They are in the shape of a stalk. So you have the little legs and the tail and his beak there. Just something really pretty that you can use, great when you're taking your photographs as well. Just a really nice little thing to have, and they are sharp, very sharp. I have stabbed myself with these when I wasn't paying attention. So really good for not ending up with frayed bits of yarn. My final suggestion for the Crochet in Your Life stocking filler is to have stitch markers. These are a beautiful box of lots of rainbow colours. It's useful to have different colours. Sometimes you might not want one to match the colour of the yarn you're using so that it really stands out and you can see where you're actually placing your next stitch. So having a contrasting colour is useful. Obviously we crochet in a range of different coloured yarn, so actually having different coloured stitch markers is really useful to have, and they're quite inexpensive, and frankly they look really nice in the box too. So there you have it. That is my collection of gadgets and gifts for crocheters. As I said earlier, make sure you share this with your significant other to make sure that they know what you want for Christmas. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget, all the links are in the description below. Some of them are affiliate links, so if you can chop through those affiliate links, I would be extremely grateful. Lots of really exciting things now. I think my #1 gadget has to be the wool Jeanie. I can just see that being a complete life changer in so many people's lives. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. It really helps our channel to grow. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single stitch. Also in the descriptions below, along with the links for all the items that you've seen in today's video, are my social media links. I have something really exciting starting next Sunday on the 1st of December, so please make sure that you join us then. There are 2 other videos on the screen now to help you with your crochet journey. Thank you so much for joining me today and happy hooking!